We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this special report.
We've just got 2 words for you. Look up.
Oh my God! Oh my God, kid!
That's a moment. I can see that.
Good God! They've been slow!
Good. Like everything else we do, boys, that is gonna leave a mark.
Yo, what's going on? So I just wanted to make a short little video today on something that I think is really going to help you. And it's a huge key to attracting women, having women chase you, having women find you a compelling, emotionally exciting guy who they want to be around, go to bed with, have fun with. And it's an idea I call developing your WWE persona. You know, I grew up watching wrestling in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I now believe pro wrestling is actually one of the ultimate keys to understanding so many things in life. It's a huge key to understanding politics. It's a massive key to understanding marketing and making money. But today, I specifically want to talk about how pro wrestling is a huge key to understanding male-female dynamics, attracting women, dating, picking up girls, etc., and having the type of mindset that is naturally attractive and magnetic to women. And what it all comes down to is that in marketing, in politics, and in dating, if you want to succeed, you've got to make yourself into a larger-than-life character. You need to take core elements of your personality, or even just core elements of what it is to be a man in general, and then you inflate them until they're larger than life. And to explain what I mean by this, I need to tell you a quick story. So I was talking to this girl in a bar a few weeks back. Beautiful, beautiful Argentinian girl. She was in her mid-20s but looked about 18. Absolutely gorgeous face, perfect petite body. She was really sweet, shy, reserved, extremely feminine. You know, it's very rare you meet a girl like this in the English-speaking countries. But anyway, she said to me, her English was very bad. That was the one drawback. But she told me, "You're like a character in a movie." And it hit me, and I thought, that's actually kind of interesting. That's an interesting way of putting it. You know, I never thought about it in those terms before, but she's actually kind of right. It's like I've spent so long approaching women and learning to amuse myself and be expressive, be witty, be charming, be loud, be domineering, be larger than life, that to this girl, it was literally like a character from a movie had crawled out of the fucking television screen and started talking to her in the real world. And of course, I'm also dressed completely outrageously. You know, I was wearing a white linen suit. Everyone else there was in jeans and a t-shirt. Whereas I'm coming in dressed like a fucking southern plantation owner from the 1800s. And then I'm hitting girls with absolutely outlandish game like, have you ever considered the possibility that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively? Life is only a dream and we are the imagination of ourselves. And to the girl, it's like, what the fuck am I even looking at here? This is different. Who is this fucking guy? Like for this girl, from her perspective of meeting me, again, it's literally like a character like Tyler Durden or the Joker or something has crawled out of the TV and started interacting with her in real life. Oh yeah, and spoiler alert, of course, I ended up sleeping with her. Probably one of the most beautiful girls I've ever been with, certainly in the top 10. I had to let her go because the language barrier was too much. But the point is, what she said when we first met, that I'm like a character from a movie, it got me thinking more deeply about this whole topic of becoming a larger-than-life character, developing a larger-than-life persona, becoming almost like a kind of walking cartoon character version of yourself who's come to life. And it's just so fucking different and compelling and emotionally stimulating that the girls just cannot look away from you. It's like no other guy has a chance because everyone else is just so boring and non-expressive and they just want to keep their head down and blend into the crowd that when you come along, it's like a bitch slap of pure fucking awesomeness. You know, Brad Branson, a guy who used to teach dating back in the day, he would talk about the idea of the value slap. And that is basically where you've maxed out your value across so many different dimensions. Like you've looks maxed, you've got jacked into the gym, you've got your money up, your game is airtight, you're funny as fuck, you're expressive, you're dominant. You're just so much better than every other guy across every possible dimension that when a girl meets you, it feels like she's just gotten slapped in the face. Now, obviously, certain of those things like getting in the gym or making money are important. I'm absolutely fanatical. I am militant about going to the gym. I'm fanatical about making money. Call me Mr. Krabs because I'm getting that bag. But there is a huge missing piece of the puzzle, which I think most guys who are in the gym or focused on their career are missing. And in my opinion, when it comes to attracting girls, this is the most important thing. And that is your personality. It's your vibe. It's your ability to banter. It's your ability to make her laugh. And the question is, like, how the fuck do you get that? You know, I'm a very shy, introverted guy by nature. I was always alone during lunch at school. I do not make friends easily. I was terrified of ever approaching a woman for years, but I transformed myself. I changed. I alchemically transmuted myself. Started off as one kind of motherfucker and ended up becoming a completely different type of motherfucker on the other side. And now I have the ability, when I want to go up to a girl and just talk her goddamn ear off. I developed my personality to the point where I can now be extroverted or introverted at will, depending on what is most useful in the situation. And the key to this, or one of the keys to this, a very useful way to look at it, it all boils down to pro wrestling. You know, you take these classic characters from wrestling, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Mr. McMahon, Shawn Michaels. These characters all had different traits. You know, some were heroes, some were villains, but the one thing they all had in common was that egomaniacal self-belief. Every single one of them was cocky. Every single one of them believed that they were the best ever. The best to ever live, the best to ever do it.
I am Chris Jericho, your new hero, your party host, and most importantly, the most charismatic showman to ever enter your living rooms. You people have been led to believe that mediocrity is excellence. Jericho is excellence.
And what I'm trying to get across is that this is a huge part of what makes your personality attractive and compelling, not only to women, but actually to everyone. It's that megalomaniacal self-belief to the point of self-delusion. That is what women love in a guy. That is what they're drawn to. That is what they gravitate to. But it's actually what men look up to in a guy as well. You know, obviously most of the crowd in wrestling are men, right? But as a guy, you love seeing that cocky, egomaniacal character like Stone Cold or Vince McMahon because it speaks to something deep in the male soul. You know, life, as we all know, is full of sorrow. There's all sorts of bullshit that happens to you. There's all kinds of problems and fears and worries and uncertainties. And whether you're a man or a woman, when you encounter a guy who just has that cocky devil-may-care attitude, who doesn't give a fuck, who just feels 100% confident in whatever he's doing, that's magnetic. That's so fucking attractive because you feel like, oh man, if he's that confident, maybe I can be that confident too. You know, it actually looks fun. Maybe I should stop taking myself too seriously and just embrace delusional confidence as well. And again, women are magnetically attracted to guys who have that delusional, cocky self-confidence. But this is actually universal to all humans because as men, we are as well. You know, even think about the characters from movies that you most resonate with as a guy. It's like Tyler Durden, the Joker, Patrick Bateman. What is attractive about these characters is that they're always 100% certain about what they're doing. They're completely self-assured. Everything is part of the plan. And when you have that vibe, it makes you magnetic to other human beings because everyone is tired and scared. Everyone feels uncertain. Everyone's worried about the future. No one feels like they're enough. And this applies like crazy to women too, by the way, including the hottest women. They might look like they have it all together or are acting like they're better than you, but deep down, they're terrified, they're worried, they're insecure, and they just want someone to come along and be daddy and make everything okay. And when you have that delusional WWE persona type cockiness and delusional self-belief, it gives you that vibe of, I just have all the fucking answers. I got it all figured out. And the other thing about this, which is really interesting, and this is where it actually touches on the occult and magic, is first off, this is a self-hypnosis. You're hypnotizing yourself to believe you are the man. And it might be fake at first, but that self-hypnosis actually ends up becoming real. So at first, you're playing this character and this persona of a cocky guy who loves himself, who's obsessed with himself, who thinks he's the sexiest guy to ever walk the earth. And at first, you're pretending or you're doing it as a joke. But the more you act like this, the more you start to actually believe it. And then, funny enough, because women love confidence, it ends up becoming the truth. Act like a rock star, get treated like that rock star. So the character, the persona of I'm this guy who every woman's obsessed with, it starts off as a joke or ironic, but it actually ends up becoming literally true. You do have girls blowing up your phone now. You do have girls begging you for a date. You do have girls from your past literally stalking you and running into you in places you like to hang out. So to cultivate this mindset, I'd really recommend you watch WWE. Not the modern version, which is a bit shit, but watch clips from WWE in the 90s and early 2000s. Study this, model it, inject some of that energy into how you talk to girls and even into how you talk to yourself. You know, the self-talk you use in your own mind. Like, I'm the fucking best. I'm the man. No one does it better than me. Everywhere I go, women are throwing themselves at me. It's ridiculous, really. And again, this is a form of self-hypnosis. It starts off just being funny, but over time, you start to really believe it. And then other people start to believe it too. And just to get you started with this, specifically in the context of, meeting girls, one great example of a wrestling character you can kind of play with is Shawn Michaels. His whole character is based on this idea that he's a ladies' man. It's all about the ladies. The ladies love him. And the real concentrated form of this is his theme song, Sexy Boy.
I've got the look that drives a girl wild. I've got the move that really move 'em. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy.
And just the lyrics of this song, I mean, this just so perfectly encapsulates the character and the vibe and the delusional self-confidence that makes women attracted to you. You know, I frequently listen to this song when I'm getting ready to go out to the club, and it's just perfect. You know, it's the perfect encapsulation of what David D'Angelo used to call cocky funny. And a huge part of what makes this work is it's just so ridiculous you can't take yourself seriously. Like, it's not physically possible to listen to or say the words, "I'm just a sexy boy," and not laugh. It's inherently absurd. It's inherently ridiculous. And that's a big part of what makes it work, because beyond just the cockiness and the confidence, it's a vibe that lets you amuse yourself. And when you're amused and you're laughing, it's so much easier to make the girl laugh, because that laughter, that smile, that glint in your eye is just infectious, and it just pulls girls into your reality and makes them addicted to you. So in this video, I discussed how to hypnotize yourself into falling in love with yourself. And this is one of the biggest keys to having a bulletproof mindset and confidence that just draws girls into your life like a magnet. But there's another side to this, which is that you can also hypnotize girls into falling in love with you using the same basic principle of act as if. And I show you exactly how to do that in my special training video on the next page. Click the link in the description to watch it now and discover how to make perfect 10s fall madly in love with you and beg you for sex using the act as if technique. This works in person, but it also works over text. And in the video on the next page, you'll learn about a simple 12-word text you can send a girl to make her obsessed with you at the touch of a button. Click the link in the description to watch it now.